Welcome back to part 3 of the Melrose vest. This is, we are now about to work the Colourwork, the most exciting part of the garment. So we will now have worked your hem. I've done one row less on the reverse stitch than you should have, and you should have worked the return pass of your last reverse stitch row. The return pass worked in CC1 in your different colour here. I just joined, literally just joined the yarn as I worked my way back. If you're not sure on how to do that, I'm going to show you. We're going to change colour again at the end, on the next return pass, and so you will see that in the video. So we're now here ready to start the colour work and to start row 1. So row 1 says 1 TSS in each of next 2 stitches. The TSS is a simple stitch. I'm going to show you how to do that. But don't forget, and it is written in the pattern notes, that in Tunisian crochet, your first stitch, that the one that is already on the hook, is not included in the instructions unless instructed otherwise. We will talk about it when it comes to casting off for the armholes or things, but at the moment it is not included in the instructions. So when it says a Tunisian simple stitch in the next 2 stitches, it refers to the first 2 stitches that you're going to work, not the one that is already on your hook. So to work a TSS or Tunisian simple stitch, it is just as it says, quite simple. This time we're not working in reverse stitch anymore, so we're not working on the reverse of the fabric. We're always looking at the front of our fabric, and instead of working in the back vertical strands of the fabric, now we're just going to, we're always going to work in those front vertical bars. So you will see that it's actually easier than the reverse stitch. So the simple stitch is, I'm right-handed, so I work from right to left, and I go right under that front vertical bar. Yarn around, pull up a loop. We need to make 2 of these, so I go under the next one. Again, just that vertical bar here, insert the hook from right to left because I'm right-handed, yarn around, pull up a loop. We now have our starting stitch and 2 simple stitches, the vertical. Now we need to work 1 TSL in each of the next 2 stitches. The TSL is the Tunisian slanted stitch. It's very much worked the same way as a simple stitch, but with a twist. So to work a Tunisian slanted stitch, you would need to enter your hook in the opposite direction as for a simple. So not from right to left, but sorry, not from right to left, but from left to right. Now, you might see on other videos or tutorials that, they're sort of like trying to get in there from this direction is actually, I find, quite hard and quite tedious. What I find is much easier and is much quicker to work is simply to go into the stitch as if to work a simple stitch, pull it, and then hold it with your left hand, take your hook out, and put your hook back in, this time from left to right. Yarn around, pull up a loop. We go again. I'm going to go into the next stitch as if to work a simple stitch, pull it up, hold it with your thumb, so that now it's really nice and easy to go from the opposite direction into it. Yarn around, pull up a loop. And you'll see that they look quite different. Those 2 straight stitches here were the Tunisian simple stitch, and those ones, they're slanting to the right. They're the Tunisian slanted stitches. We're going to do this repeat of 2 simples, 2 slanted, all the way to the final stitch. So we go again. 1 simple, a second simple, and then we're going to do 2 slanted. So go into it as if to do a simple, pull, hold, go back into it from the other direction, yarn around, pull up a loop. That's 1 slanted, pull, and pull up a loop. Again, 2 straight, 2 slanted. 1 simple, 2 simple, and then we need 2 slanted, so go in, pull, come back out and come back in from the other side. Pull up a loop, hold it, and pull up a loop. Again, 2 straight, 2 slanted. A final stitch is going to be a TSS, a simple stitch. Now, to get a kind of a nicer edge to your fabric, again, don't be too stressed about the edge. It is going to be end up in the seam anyway, but I find it better to just treat the end stitch slightly differently. So the end stitch is always going to be a simple stitch. So you go into it, into that last one, as you've done for the others for a simple stitch. But for the end one, I like to take both the front and the back vertical bar as well. When we were doing reverse, we took the back one, then the front. This time we're coming from the front, so this time we're going to take the front, then the back. So I've got the front on my hook, and I can see the back bar, which is just here. And that should look like this. You've got, again, just at the end of the reversed stitch, you've got those 2 strands there, yarn around, go through both of them to finish your row. It just gives you a slightly better edge there. Now we need to work the return pass using the MC, your main color. So to do that, I'm going to bring on my new color, my MC, put it, just literally just wrap it around the hook like this, no knot, nothing, just leave it here. And now I'm going to start my return pass. So just as we did before, so that was my yarn around with a new yarn, go through 1 and put the tail away, and my yarn around, go through 2 all the way. And when you do that, you should always go through 2 stitches of opposite colors. Through 2. So you go through 2 loops, I should have said, of different colors. And again, return pass all the way until you only have 1 loop left on your hook. And this is how you do row 1 of the Colourwork. So rows 3 and rows 2 and 3 are going to be the same. Row 4 is the same thing. You're still using simples and slanted stitches, but you're going to reverse their order. Instead of starting with 2 simples followed by 2 slanted, on row 4 you will start with 2 slanted followed by 2 simple. This is what will create your these motifs here. Basically, you've got, this is what creates those diamonds. It's your slanted stitches, so 2 slanted, then 2 straight, 2 slanted. And by alternating the slanted and the simple stitches, we get those wonderful colour work there. But so work a few rows, and then join us back on part 4, where I will show you how to find out, how to keep track of the Colourwork pattern, how your work is always going to tell you whether you need to start with simple stitches or slanted. Join us in part 4.